Hello, I'm Jody Wolf. You're watching Expoz. Today is July 4, 2016, 3:53 a.m. Birmingham. And the topic, wow, have you seen or heard from Venezuela since their socialist government, the president, died? That country has gone to hell in a handbasket. Of course, it was headed there under the communist socialist government anyway. He started what is happening today. It would have continued and spiraled even out of his control. He's dying wouldn't stop it. I mean, if it would, I know a lot of people, I'd like to get out of here. But when you set yourself on a course and then you have one evil leader die of cancer and you have a dictator just as bad to take his place, man, guys, y'all need to just kind of look up and see what's going on. They haven't seen, and I don't know what cities in Venezuela. I am most, pretty sure that it's the biggest cities in Venezuela. And I don't mean just in the concentrated, I'm talking about in the nation, the whole area. People have no medicine. Doctors have no, they have no, other than razor blades and butcher knives and knives. I mean, they don't have equipment. They're not prepared to do major operations. They're barely prepared to sew up someone. Their hospitals, they have nothing there. I mean, really, they have nothing there. If somebody came in with a gunshot, well, they're going to die. In the supermarkets, empty. They were talking about, I need to find the guy that I ran across was talking about it. And it was horrible. It was horrible. He said, they're starving over there. They're starving. Women, God help them. They're going through dumps trying to find food for their children. And the state's not offering anything. They can't help them. In Venezuela, we're set on that course with the president that they had. He was a big buddy of Castro. He was a big buddy of Russia. When he died, Russia quit coming. They quit bringing the things they needed. Their Air Force, their military is just, everything they get, they give to them, just like in North Korea. Everything that comes in goes to the military. But even them, they can't keep the equipment up. They don't know how. The countryside's been ransacked. And then of all the other things, right here you have droughts where whole farmlands, tens of thousands of acres, are just crispy and burning. But you get over here just across a little hillside. I say hillside, there's probably a mountain between the two, but over here it's flooding. They have no clean water. Every faucet that's in that country, very few have clean water. And those that do, unless they're on a hand pump well, they have no power. Power is just on and off, on and off. They're in a bad way. This is what socialism got them. The same thing that socialism got Germany. Look, when the wall came down, when Ronald Reagan said, Gorbachev, take down that wall, the people in East Germany, they were afraid to come out for weeks and months. They would leave their houses and come just far enough to peer around some buildings and down some streets. They were afraid, but they were living the same meager lives that they have been living for the previous 40 years, 40 plus years, just by what the state gave them. If you want to know what the state gave them, look and see what the state gave Cuba. Only the elite could buy anything, could buy fried or could buy chicken. Those who was on welfare, which most were, they weren't permitted chickens but twice a year. And they didn't always get 2 a year. They'd most of the time get only 1. And I told you the story about the doctor that escaped and came to live in the town I was a cop in. His wife told me the entire story on how Castro brainwashed the children starting at kindergarten age. And it continued. Look at the people now. They are so eager, and I'm with them. I hope it'll happen to bring our trade there, because if they just sit down and be quiet a while and let the car buffs come from the United States, they'll make money. They'll make a lot of money and raid Castro's warehouses, where he took as many cars as he could and load them up and fill up all his warehouses. I don't know how many they have. I hear thousands, okay, which would be worth in tens of millions of dollars. You buy a crisp 57 Chevrolet over there, prepared to pay a lot of money. Buy a 53 Chevrolet, one that may still be running reasonably well. The body looks good, it's going to cost you. That's the good thing that's happening to Cuba. The bad thing is it's not moving fast enough for them. And again, people believed Hitler, so they went along with his plan. But what did Hitler do? They came under socialism, they came under communism, and then they were so afraid of Hitler they hid all the time. And even after he was dead, they continued to hide until the wall came down. They continued to hide for months after that, till they finally started slowly peering out. They were afraid. Still, there was such a hold on them from Castro. I'm sorry, from the Hitler over there. They wasn't really sure that the man was really gone. And they were told in advance when the wall came down, don't you dare try to leave. They were told that. I'm talking about the ones that lived away from the cities. That's why they stayed and didn't venture out. But today, Venezuela, there are going to be a lot of people dying there. There's already been a lot of people that died. But right now, it is getting really bad. Look it up. Try to YouTube conditions in Venezuela after their president died. And I'm drawing a blank on his name. Sorry about that. I know it, but I'm just mind blank here. But this is atypical of Islam, the way they live. This is atypical of socialism and the way they live, and communism, the way they live. And it would be the atypical way that Democrats want us to live in our country. But we're not going to do that. We're going to fight it. And that's the only thing good. You know, they want our guns. As soon as they get our guns, they'll want your pressure cookers. Then what? Get all your knives. Then what? Go cut down the trees in your yard so you can't get a stick. Anyway, I've said enough. Just want you to think about and pray for those in Venezuela and other countries that are in the same shape and position they're in. They're in a horrible way, and they need help And the best thing we can do is pray. Jody Wolf Expoz.